welcome to the channel. I'm Claire Francis. Have you been to TKMaxx recently? I haven't actually been for a while. I've been a little bit disappointed with them over the last few months. They had a good drop of coats and bags and things in the autumn, and then a little bit disappointing after that, and I haven't been for a while. However, I went there at the weekend and I was pleasantly surprised. I've gone around the store and I've picked out all the best items I could find to show you the sort of thing that's on offer, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. As usual, very good prices. So let's get into it. And have a good look for the best things I can find. I'm going to show you a selection of the bags and things that are on offer. That's always the first place I go when I go into TKMaxx, have a good look at the bags. And then I've been around the store and I've picked out probably half a dozen items that I'm going to show you that I think are some of the best offerings that they have at the moment. So hope you're going to enjoy this. So first thing I was confronted with is all these Osprey bags. Now that's quite an expensive brand. You can see it says £165 RRP, but they were a very good price, and they had this particular design in lots of colours. So you can see there we had the burgundy, we also had the green and the sort of browny colour there, and also I think there was a blue, and we've also got a tan, so a lot of selection of colours there for you. Really nice bag there at good price. And then there was lots and lots of tote bags. I was trying to focus on the sort of summery ones. So a nice L sport bag there. And then this brand, I don't know, Maxi, £30, good price for a bag there. That sort of fabric design. And some darker colours there. We had quite a few Nine West bags, which were quite nice, some tote bags and things. And looking along the row here, back to the creamy beigey colour ones, some really nice tote type bags there. And this one I thought was lovely. Now it's a little bit wintry because it's the brown suede. It's real suede, and it was £60, but it's got the sort of leather bits at the edge, so the suede gets protected a little bit. That was a lovely bag. And I also really like this bag. I think this was a Nine West bag. Oh no, it was a Steve Madden bag. And it was a really nice shape, a big tote bag, be great for a beach bag or something like that. Quite light, in that sort of woven type fabric. And it had a twilly thing, the little scarf thing there with it as well. That was a really good price. I'm going to show you that later on, sort of try it on, show you a bit more about it. This was a nice one, I thought, again, Nine West, £40 there. Really nice wickery bag. Lots of different designs, and then they had a few different shapes, like here we've got a sort of more of a different shape there, and then underneath we've got the sort of east-west bags, slightly elongated shape there, but again with the sort of canvas, more canvas tote bags there. So lots and lots of nice summer bags, I thought, really good value. £30 for that one. That's a nice light fabric, would go with everything in the summer. So this was a beautiful jacket I found from French Connection. So it's a size medium. It's a really nice denim jacket. It's £48 reduced to it. It was actually on the clearance, which I thought was even better. But it's a lovely jacket. It's got the contrast collar there, and I thought that was lovely. I'll show you that on a little bit later. This was a very nice, very useful jacket for summer. Just a light cagoule type thing, but a really good colour, you know, would go with everything in your summer wardrobe. And £29.99. I think it's an outdoor brand. It's actually supposed to be waterproof. So lovely and light as well. You know, you could fold that up and put it in a tote bag easily, you know, just to take if you weren't sure if it was going to rain in the summer. That was lovely. This was beautiful as well. Now this is an MK jacket, Michael Kors, and it's more of a crop style. It's almost like a little bomber type jacket, but it's a rain quality type thing. And it's got the gold hardware. It was $39.99, I think. Oh, no, actually it was $59.99. So that's the usual price point for MK, but a lovely jacket. And I also found a few Phase 8 things. Now this blazer was lovely. You know, a standard Phase 8 blazer will cost you, you know, £130 plus. This was very good price, $24.99, I think. So that was amazing. They only had a 10 in that, but they did have other sizes in the other ones. So that French Connection jacket they've actually got on the website. Also saw these Polo Assassin t-shirts. They had lots of different colours and styles. I'm rather wishing I'd got this red stripe one. It was really nice. And you can see they're a good price, just $14.99. Lovely little t-shirt there. And what else have I got? Oh yeah, lots and lots of linen blouses they have. I thought this was quite nice because it was shorter, so you wouldn't have to tuck this in. This could just be loose over some jeans or whatever. Lovely little design there. Not $24.99, I think. Really nice. I did like that. And a lovely yellow cardigan. Now this is a bit bright yellow for me, but if that colour suited you, it felt lovely. It was sort of soft touch, and again that was a good price. I think it was $16.99, something like that. But lovely cardigan. It's just not the colour for me. So this is the bag again, the Steve Madden bag. Really lovely bag there. It was actually $37.99, and you can see it has a pocket at the back there. There's the price tag. I think it is $37.99. And it's got that sort of wickery type fabric. I don't know if it is actually wicker or not, I'm not sure. Has that little popper closure there and has a pocket inside. That was a lovely bag. Then we've got the Osprey bag again. So I'm just showing it a little bit more detail there. You can see it's that fabric, sort of, not quite sure what that fabric is called. And it was $44.99, but that's a big reduction on the normal price. It has the zip at the front, as you can see, and a zip on the inside there. So that's the three jackets on. Thought that looked really nice. All of them quite comfortable. The jacket in the middle didn't actually fit because it was a 10. I also spotted these lovely shoes, very comfortable deck type shoes. Nice little buckle detail there. I think $16.99. So which of those items did I buy? Well, I was actually really tempted by a lot of them. I could easily have spent a couple of £100, but I thought I better be careful. I have actually got a big M&S order on the way, so I thought, you know, be sensible, don't buy too many things. But there was a couple of jackets that I really liked. I've been looking for a spring jacket and they didn't disappoint me. I came up with a couple actually. So this is what I bought. First of all, I did buy the French Connection barn jacket, actually is how they describe it on the website. That it is available still on the website in all sizes at the time that I'm speaking to you. It's got a lovely zip here with the poppers, really nice and sturdy, nicely well made. There's a pocket on the front here, two pockets there, and then the collar, the contrast collar, which is a nice soft sort of beigey colour there. Then inside you can see it's really nicely finished off. And the back is fairly plain with a little flap, a little vent at the back there, but really lovely. Now I'll try that on for you. So this is the jacket on. You did see it in the store, but I thought I'd give you another look at it. I've got the sleeves rolled up, which I think looks nice. It looks really nice, just open, nice and casual. Can put your hands in your pockets there. You just need to remember when you take them out to put the flaps down. And in fact, the pockets have actually got press studs on them to keep them nice and flat, which is brilliant because the last denim jacket I had, the pockets started sort of curling up at the edges there and looked a bit silly. So I really, really like this. The colour is beautiful for spring, as I'm sure you'll agree. Probably not ideal with the dress at the moment. I might show you in the cutaways a different clip with me wearing it slightly differently, slightly more casual clothes. But really lovely jacket. Denim feels sort of sturdy but soft. So it's not too thick and hard, it's quite nice and flowy, and I'm really, really happy with this. As I said, I thought it was £40, it's actually £48, although on the website it seems to be 50 something, so not quite sure what went on there. But the collar, as you can see, is beautiful as well. Not too white either, which is good with me and my makeup, because I do tend to get makeup on collars. And really lovely jacket, really, really happy with this. And by the way, that denim jacket is actually water repellent and wind resistant. So it did have a tag on it saying those two things. So that's even better for a spring jacket when you don't know when it is going to be a little bit rainy or whatever, or quite cold and windy as it is at the moment in the UK. Well, we've got the sun, but it's still got a chilly nip and it's very windy. So good jacket there. Second one I bought was the MK jacket. So you can see here it's got the sort of wideish sleeves there, slightly blues on sort of sleeves. It's a slightly blues on style jacket actually, quite short, It's the one sort of slightly cropped jacket I've tried on that actually looked all right on me. So I do really like it. You can see there the lovely gold buttons and the gold toggles, really well made. Nice hood at the back there. And we've got the MK on the sleeve there. And then it's got this nice gold hardware here, gold zips on the pockets as well. And it's just really beautifully made. So I'll show you that on. So this is the jacket. You can see nice loose sleeves there, elasticated cuffs, really nice zip, nice and comfortable, bit of room there, nice hands in your pockets there with the zips if you want to do them up. And you can see it's slightly sort of drawn in at the waist there. So it does come up reasonably sort of high, but it's not too high. So it's my version of a cropped jacket. It's not that cropped, but when you're broader on top and you're narrow on the bottom, you know, short cropped boxy jacket, it does not really suit you. But this is a bit of a nod to what's in at the moment. If you remember in the 90s, ladies, I'm sure some of you do, there were these sort of Anoraki style Max on, I think Oasis and things like that, you know, that sort of era. So this fabric is actually quite on trend, and the sort of blues on effect, I mean, you can actually tuck this up a little bit if you want it a little bit shorter, but it is a nod to the shorter jackets that are around, but really practical. Lovely big hood, you can see at the back there. I'm not sure if that actually has any toggles to adjust it. I think you can fold it over a little bit actually. Let's try that. So if I put, it works quite well. I've just folded the hood back a bit. If you want it right down, you can have it down, but I've just folded it back and that sort of brings it in a little bit more. It's also very on trend to have your jacket done right up like that. So this does come up high if you want that. But for me, it's a bit fussy around the neck there, as that I tend to get makeup and things on it. I prefer it actually done like that. But I think if you want to be a little bit more on trend, you do it right up and you have the funnel neck sort of coming up high and standing out. So really versatile little jacket. Did really like this. As I said, it was, oh, maybe I didn't say, it's $59.99. And it's one of these jackets. Now, possibly it's got a 1 on the label, and I've talked to you before about the numbers. 1 means probably that it's a designer brand, but it was made specifically for TKMaxx. And I think a lot of these American brands, they do make products just for TKMaxx. So this has probably been made specifically for that market, but it still has the sort of design features of Michael Kors. So really nice jacket. I'm really happy with this, and it's really practical. So what's not to like? So just to give you a little bit more of a heads up about TKMaxx, the labels you're looking for 1s and 2s. 2s are actually the designer's goods, you know, they could be end of line, last season's stock, that sort of thing, and they are the full-on design version. The 1s are companies, particularly say like the American companies like MK, DKNY, those sorts of places that actually produce for TKMaxx, and that will have a number 1 on the label. So that means they're made from the same company with the same design ideas, but it may not be quite the same fabrics. It may be made in a slightly different place or whatever, but it's still under the umbrella of that designer. So that's sort of what you're looking for, the 1s and 2s. You can get quite good bargains there. And I've got a whole selection of things to show you, actually, that I found on the website, just to give you some examples. And these are mostly high street brands. So sort of higher end of the high street and some mid-high street ranges now. They are actually using, in the UK anyway, we are getting some of those high street brands that are a very good price. So have a look at these items. So we've got the French Connection jacket in the middle there, but also a lovely striped shirt from Whistles for $19.99 and a Nobody's Child gingham blouse, $19.99. A couple of Phase 8 blazers I found on the website. They did have some sort of medium sizes. It wasn't just, you know, size 22 or something. There was 14s and 16s. Good prices there. And if you've got a summer event, what about these lovely Phase 8 dresses? Very good price again, $34.99 for the Julissa dress. And then that champagne pleated dress, or Phase 8 leather bowling bag for $34.99. So that's a big saving of over 100, well, nearly £100. And the Ted Baker watch. And something completely different now. On the way home from my shopping trip, we stopped off at Minton House and Gardens. sort of in mid-Dorset there. And it's a lovely house, an old Elizabethan house, I think. And then the gardens are beautiful. The lake there, a little bit of a Capability Brown type landscape. Always very peaceful there. Sometimes do a little bit of bird watching there as well, because there's lots of birds of prey around and things. But really nice, peaceful place to stop off for a bite to eat. This is me putting on my jacket straight away that I'd bought and standing in front of the rhododendron there. And then we stopped off at Cerne Abbas, which has the famous Cerne Abbas giant there on the hill. So a little look at the countryside there. So what did you think of my purchases? I was really happy with them. I did nearly buy the brown bag and I nearly bought the shoes. And in fact, I may go back and buy a pair of those shoes at some point. I think they're going to have them in slightly different colours and things. So that's what I'm looking to buy. But I was very happy with my two purchases that I made. Just to say, this dress as well was from TKMaxx. It's a DKNY one. It has a little tie, it's a crossover here. What are they called? Wraparound dress, and then it's got a little bow tie there, and it's quite a flattering design actually, a nice V-neck, and it comes in at the waist, and it's got a nice full long skirt. So that was a TKMaxx purchase I made maybe about 2 years ago now, and I still wear that in the springtime. Obviously you can't go wrong with navy and white polka dot. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video. Just to say thank you so much for anyone new who subscribed last week. I am starting to pick up more subscribers now. I'm trying to get to my 2,000 target. So if any of you haven't yet subscribed, please do. And I might go on about it for a couple of weeks, trying to get to my 2,000. But thank you very much. If you did enjoy it, please like the video, maybe give me even a hype if you can do that. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed my look at TKMaxx. Hope you have a good week. Hope the weather's supposed to be nice, I think, in the UK. So hopefully we'll be able to get out and about in our spring clothes. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Hopefully I'm going to have some M&S items, maybe some crew clothing as well. I think I'm going to be doing spring essentials. So please come back and join me for that. So just taking you back to last year at Minturn Gardens and showing you some of the beautiful shrubs and blossom that were out at this sort of time of year. Bye.